Hey, Scott here, Scotty's Animals, and this is going to be a little bit different video about my goldfish. In particular, it is about this goldfish right here. When I originally came out to the desert, I set up a pond outside, and you need to have goldfish or something in the pond to prevent mosquitoes from taking over. And so I got little feeder fish from the pet store, and they grew into these fairly large goldfish. But about a year ago, this one started getting a growth on the fin. You can see it's taken over the fin completely. So I started, trying to correct the water and doing whatever I could to keep the water clean. I treated it with Melafix and Pimafix, which are natural treatments that you can use. But nothing would, I thought it was a wound, but nothing would actually help it. So at a certain point, I figured it must be a tumor of some kind. I called Dr. Camphor, and then they referred me to an aquatic vet that actually said that they could remove it. I took video of it. Now this is the beginning of the year. I took video of this, and they said, well, if the fish is swimming fine, then you don't even have to worry about it, but that they could remove it. And fish's fins grow very quickly, and they repair themselves. So I don't know if they're just gonna cut it all the way down to a nub and just hope that the fin grows back. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I started to get concerned because you can see the fish is fairly emaciated, which happened pretty quick. This was always a much more slender fish, but compared to the other one, it's just so small now, even though the tail fins are beautiful. And then what happened, the eye started getting funky. Now, I've been doing my best to keep the water quality as good as possible, but as you can see, all the other fish are really healthy and beautiful. Don't know if the water quality is related to what's happening to this fish, but tomorrow I have an appointment with a mobile aquatic fish vet, and I have to go down to San Diego, Oceanside, in order to meet them. But you can see that this fin is repairing itself. It was a little worse, but I really care about this fish, and I don't think that it's the right thing to say just because it lives in water that you should do nothing to help it. And they said that they could remove the tumor. Maybe it's too far gone now, and I feel really bad that I procrastinated. But right when I started noticing it getting worse, it was right in the middle of the stay-at-home order, and it's taken a long time to get this way, but these fish have been picking on the other fish, and so I'm just, it's not fair. Maybe I have to set up a whole separate hospital tank, but I'm going to get advice from the experts because I'm not a fish expert. But these fish are almost 4 years old, and they were intended to be eaten. These are but these are feeder goldfish. So the fact that they look so beautiful and healthy, it makes me really proud of them. So let's go meet this doctor, this mobile fish doc, and let's see Dr. Rosen. Let's see if Dr. Rosen can help us and help my fish, who incidentally, because it's a pond comet, I have named this fish Neowise in reference to the comet that's happening right now. Come on, Neowise, let's get you fixed up. You guys come along with me. So I'm filling up a couple different buckets. One bucket the fish will travel in, and then they asked that I bring an extra bucket of tank water, and I'm going to bring an additional bucket of half tank water and half fresh, clean, treated water. Next stop is Oceanside and Dr. Rosen. All right, I got the fish loaded. Neowise, the pond comet. So I just wanted to thank Janet and her family for sending me this face mask. Look at it. It's actually reversible. The other night I was sporting the superheroes, but I figured since this is a vet visit, I would go for the guinea pig doctors and nurses. So thank you, Janet, so much. I appreciate it very much. Okay, I just made it to Oceanside, and look at this over here. Check this out. Can you see these guys? Look at these guys. Come back. Come back. Can you see them? A whole bunch of hang gliders, paragliders. Look at them all. A bunch of them. There's the docks. Hi. Hi, I'm Scott. I had an appointment for my fish. So this is the vet hospital, Shiloh Veterinary Hospital. It's mobile. And then this is Last Chance at Life. This is a thrift store, and it's a thrift store and animal rescue. So we're in Oceanside. So maybe if you're interested in checking out either of these, there you go. It's the Shiloh Veterinary Hospital and the Last Chance Shelter. So who knows what kind of thrifty stuff they have in there. Maybe I can find some cool ceramic dog bowls, or who knows what. But I'm gonna check them out when I get done.
We can
let
even,
people
if
know
you
that you
want,
exist.
on our phone, we can film like the surgery and
For
stuff
reals?
and send it to you.
Yeah, I was, that, you know, the thought crossed my mind, but I don't like to impose, and
Yeah,
you know.
no, that's totally fine. We don't mind that at all, and we post stuff like
There's
on
a
our
couple
social
thousand
media.
people that just got super excited.
Yeah, that's totally
I'm not
fine.
live or anything, but when
Yeah,
they're
no,
like,
totally fine.
so you haven't done it yet?
No. So what we do for the surgery.
And you remember I sent you that video like months ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
I think it's a she, because my other guys have spots on the gills, and apparently, and I didn't see if she did or not, but
Not that I noticed.
and the straw that broke the camel's back was, well, she started getting the cloudy on one eye,
Yeah, I
and
saw
started
that.
getting emaciated, and
Seems
then
to be affecting
but
her
the other
more.
three have been, and they're all perfectly healthy, but the other three have been sort of cornering her and poking her around. So if I have to build like a hospital tank or what, a separate thing.
You might, while she's recovering.
Yeah.
You'll have to see how she does.
I have a 55-gallon tank, so it's easy for me to take the water. Okay, so the thrift shop is actually across the street from the hospital. Man, I haven't been to too many thrift shops recently. I'm at the thrift shop, but we got to stand in line, and then they're going to take my temperature. Hopefully it's orally, right? Or maybe behind the ear.
Well, if you have fever, you can go.
That's okay. Well, if I have a fever, I better go home. I do. I have a fever for antiques.
I don't know. I have to
Look at this place.
Nobody does that.
This looks promising. Ooh, look, I see some porcelain. I see some things that are breakable.
Yeah.
You all let 3 people in at a time?
And they get to take our temperature.
Oh, yay! Lovely.
What does that say? I think that says $10. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I got totally carried away with the thrift store. But what did I get? I got 2 Afghans. Everything was half off. So I got 2 of these awesome Afghan blankets, because that makes me feel like a real person. I got this amazing cool picture that's actually just like a Big Lots picture, but for some reason it looks like it's vintage. So I'm gonna put it next to my other pictures, and it'll just live amongst the legit vintage pictures. And then I got a bag full of books, a bag full of pet books. Here's the blankets, and here's the pitcher. Look, this is just a Great Bargains pitcher. $4 is how much it originally cost, although they gave me 50% off. But there's just something about it, you know? And even though I know it's like a mass production, whatever, Kmart thing, I like it. And if I like it, that's all that matters. And I think it's gonna look pretty next to my other pictures. So that's all that matters. But let's look at these books here. Homeopathic First Aid Treatments for Pets. That's gotta be awesome. It's an older book, but I'm sure that a lot of the insights in here are still, you know, just as good as they were when the book was published. So I'm excited to see maybe there's some video ideas in there. Same thing here. How fun would it be to start every video with a couple pet name suggestions? Now they've got basically movie stars, and let's look through literature, Greek and Roman mythology, historical names, sports, just for fun, cartoon characters. It's great. This is an amazing resource for naming guinea pigs, because we're always I'm gonna send this to Saskia, but if we had a book like this, we probably wouldn't end up with names like Weed Whacker and Rawhide. I could take my mask off. I don't know why I'm talking through the mask. Okay, so then I got this. This might be out of date, but there's a lot of terms that probably I can look up, you know, or, you know, SQ fluids. What's that? What's an embolism? You know, things like that. So just good to have as part of my library. I was thinking in a corner of the shelf where my guinea pig garden is, I could have a little pet book library. So Cockatiels for Dummies. That's BB's cousin. BB's a Lutino cockatiel. And then look at this, another book, Amazing Pet Cure. Simple pet remedies using everyday brand name products. So that's fun. I have the desire to sniff. I like sniffing old books. Who doesn't? Where was that old book that I wanted to sniff? This one, the homeopathic. This is the one with the old paper. Is that weird? Ooh, that's satisfying.
Was totally fine. She did really well with anesthesia and everything. And she recovered really well. So everything went...
As far as the waking up?
Yeah.
What does it look like when a fish wakes up?
So it's a little different for every fish. Some of them are a little, you know, wake up really fast. Some of them are a little bit slow to wake up. Essentially, we, to keep them oxygenated, we put extra oxygen supplementation in the water, and we essentially like swim them around. So we like swirl them.
Do they
around.
need to have constant? Are they like sharks? The water needs to go over the gills for them to.
Yes.
So when they're sleeping in my tank, they're sort of floating around, or do they have like an automatic like?
Yep.
They do?
Yep.
And then that kind of propels them a little bit?
Yep.
I'm learning so much about fish. That's so cool.
So the way they actually have the most efficient like oxygenation mechanism like in all of physiology. They have a counter current exchange system. So
I'm a scuba diver, so this is extremely interesting.
Yeah, oh me too. Yeah.
Nice. We should go diving sometime.
We should. I love diving. So the way
I will. Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but I will. Hit you
no,
up
I
for
love
that.
diving. Yeah, for sure. So the way that it works is when the oxygen passes by their capillaries, it goes basically. It's a counter current system, so it goes this way instead of going parallel, which is how ours happens actually. And it's actually much more efficient.
Because you get friction,
that way.
more abrasion, more.
Yeah, and it's much more efficient. So the way that they do it, and so they take oxygen out of the water as it flows by, and their blood's flowing the other way, and so they catch all the oxygen.
And so efficiency means you would have to breathe less.
Right.
You get more bang for.
Yeah, more bang for your buck. Basically.
For your breath. Cool.
And she did very, very well.
So medicine to take.
We give it all injectively, so she doesn't have to take anything.
And not even antibiotics for.
Yeah, we give her a long-acting injection.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I do nothing except take care of the water.
Do nothing except take care of the water.
Some wise
And if
fish
you-
keeper said that once. They said you're not keeping fish, you're keeping water. And if you can keep the water good and clean, then
That's
anything will
a
live.
true story, actually.
Yeah, and I took that to heart, really, even though
Yeah, that's a true story.
that's the battle. So awesome. Were you able to film any shots of it?
Yeah, so we'll email it to you.
Okay.
We try to get as big of margins as we can
Aw.
using his cancer. She has sutures in, but they are dissolvable.
Wow. But so there's enough, like if you like dug out the little whatever part, then it wouldn't come back. But you left just enough stem cells or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm on my way back and I'm like an hour away from Riverside, and I don't think you can see up there, but the hang gliders are over there. It's got to be the same hang gliders. How many flocks of hang gliders are flying around this area? That's a good question. How long does the average hang glide last? Or how far can I guess if you can ride the wind, you're up high enough. Maybe it's a paraglider. I don't think that they had fans though, but maybe they did. I'm going to have to check the footage. That's cool. How cool would that be? All right, we made it back. She's back, minus one fin, and that fin has gone to the lab. We're gonna find out if what it is. I guess if it was cancerous or not. Dr. Rosen sent a message. How is our fish friend doing? Her biopsy came back as a peripheral nerve sheath tumor. This is both good and bad. Good because they are locally aggressive but do not spread to other parts of the body, but bad because they are aggressive and can return. Please monitor her closely and let me know if you think the tumor is recurring. We will not need any additional therapy at this time. I hope she is doing well. Let me know if you have any questions. So this is the part where I react to watching the surgery video that the vet tech filmed. If you're a little squeamish, maybe you want to skip this part, or you want to just hold on and watch it with me. I was pretty squeamish myself, but just a word of warning, I'm gonna watch the surgery, and some of it is pretty close up in pretty good detail. Whoa. I mean, obviously, I know she survived this. They gave her pain medicine, they said. Oh my God, it's so tedious. Okay, so they're moving water through the fish's gills. Oh my God. Now I guess they're putting something in there to stop the bleeding, or maybe to try to find the fin, or I don't know. You got to be pretty confident to do this. I guess that's why it costs $600. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's amazing. This is in pretty good resolution. Oh my god. This is sewing up the... Oh, thank God. I don't think I could take much more of that. Well, it's been a month since Neowise had her surgery, and I am happy to report that she's looking a lot better. Now, her eye is still cloudy, and I don't see any signs of regrowth of this fin here, but now it kind of looks red in the video here, I will admit, but after the surgery it looked very raw, and now it doesn't look infected or anything like that. It looks like it's healing nicely. Will it grow back? Will the fin grow back? I don't know. It may take months, it may never grow back, but what I'm happy to report is that she's swimming so much better. Her posture is not droopy, and all the other fish are not picking on her anymore. She has an incredible, voracious appetite, just like the rest of them. I thought I'd put a little flakes in and try to get their attention. She has such a huge appetite. Of course, they all do. But I've been trying to feed her as much as possible without making the water too dirty. So, even if the fin never grows back, the fact that she's able to swim and she's not getting picked on anymore, I just feel a lot better about her outlook. I'll do an update in a few months or whenever it seems like enough time has passed to make a difference. Now, hopefully, when that fin starts to grow back and I can start to see a little nub flapping around in there, then maybe I'll do an update. And then we can also assess how clear that eye is getting. But it's crazy because sometimes I think that eye is getting clear, and then other times I'm like, no, it looks just as cloudy and weird. But she's so hungry, and she doesn't have that droopy posture that she used to have. And to be honest, that tumor couldn't grow any bigger because it was just completely on the whole fin. And so I'm happy that it seems like she's doing better. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, she's so pretty. She's so pretty.